Everybody, welcome to the call today. This is Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads, and we're going to cover database mastery and how to get listings out of your database, how to get buyers out of your database. We're going to be covering a few different things as well, because there's always very topical, timely things that are going on in the industry, and so we're bringing it to you as we get it. So I've got a couple of bonus messages to get to your seller audiences to get more listings now. I got a couple of messages I think that could, depending on your database, could get a listing in the next 30 to 72 hours out of that database. So real quickly, what does Listings to Leads have for you? And we got automated buyer and seller email campaigns that are actually really good. The email campaigns, they alternate between super short on-point questions that actually get a lot of engagement from people that get them, both the buyer and the seller campaigns. So something super short that can be done in read in 3 seconds. And then the other emails that we alternate with offer a PDF guide. So if it's on a seller campaign, it's a seller guide, right? You got 40 of them in your Listings to Leads account. If it is a buyer lead, then they'll get offered a buyer PDF guide. And again, we got 40 of those as well. So it's a lot of great content that's built into Listings to Leads so that your follow-up, right, that your follow-up is not just a boring email. It's really good stuff that we've got. We got over 100 email blasts. So your listings, your guides, your landing pages, and we come up with new content for you on a regular basis. AI text follow-up is live, and I highly recommend it. It's half off. The only issue with the AI text follow-up is you got to run enough leads through it. If, for example, if I'm going to do a listing, normally you're going to do like a $35 ad. I would probably try to up that to 50 or 60 bucks, because what I'm seeing is about a 10% connection rate, which is pretty good. But if you're only generating 5 or 6 or 7 leads, then the numbers really aren't going to work out so well. So hopefully that makes sense. Does that make sense to everybody? If you're going to use the AI text follow-up, you're going to have to, I would encourage you to up your budget a little bit so that you're at least generating 10 to 20 leads a week off that ad. And so that could be a little bit different in your area. So just keep that in mind for the AI text follow. It is, I think it would be absolutely worth it to your business. I think the connections that I'm seeing, I haven't seen anything come through for listing yet, but like I said, I am monitoring the connections, and I'm definitely seeing, like I said, probably about a 10% where the lead will actively put down that they don't mind, that they'll take a call from the agent related to whatever it is that the lead came in off of. With that, we are coming out also with 10-digit text follow-up plans, similar to the email, where you can do like a text blast, a campaign. And then you can create custom audiences in Listings to Leads for Facebook, Instagram, and so on. So I think before we get started, I want to go to the Mastermind group, and there's this post here from Angie, who used a sold listing, got a buyer. And what I did is, instead of trying to read in the Facebook Mastermind group, let me bring it over here, because we're gonna cover this today. And so let me just go through it, because I think a lot of you will find this interesting. So this is all from that post. I just brought it into a couple of slides, so it'd be a lot easier to read for all of us. But so this is all from Angie. And she says, for anyone that would like context on how I was able to secure the listing and buyer, here's what I did. She used her just sold listing. Now you can do this. You can do this exact same thing with a borrowed, pending, or sold. If you are in a social media mastery, you know that the number one thing I would do every single week as a real estate agent marketing, trying to get listings, is to market a pending or sold listing with Listings to Leads, mine or borrowed. And it could be used as a selling agent. So listing agent, selling agent, or you're gonna borrow one. And I've got the training that I'll give you. It's in the Mastermind group, and I'll show you where that is a little bit later. She targeted the area around that just sold listing. So the ad is plus 15 miles, and you got the other marketing tools that she was using. Use FBIG ads, social media post, letters, title company, put a list of homeowners together. So this homeowner had talked to an investor they had a lowballed, right? Obviously lowballed them. And actually, we got another great seller messaging that we're going to be going through today. I think some of you probably saw it in the Mastermind group. So continuing on, she said that when the homeowner saw the ad, she clicked the ad, and she will make over 200,000 on the sale of the home versus 100,000 that the investor offered. And this isn't so important, but I just figured there's always motivation, right? Why are people moving? So she lost her husband a few years ago, and the home is too big. That's not uncommon, right? That's a very common thing. So they're going to be looking for, she's downsizing. We do have, I believe, a downsizing PDF guide. That might be something we look at. And then she says, I hope this inspires and encourages everyone to keep going and be consistent. Her words, my words. You hear me say that every day. Be consistent, right? Running an ad here and there is really a waste of time. Really a waste of time. By the way, I also borrow listings and have never had anyone say no. I have a whole spreadsheet of borrowed listings lined up for my next ads. So she is telling you there is no excuse. She's giving you some of the tips. You don't need to worry about following her tips exactly because she essentially is following my training. So if you follow our training, this is the kind of stuff that will happen. So let's get into listings to leads. Let's take a look at some of the base things. I got a couple of special items for you to launch today. You could launch it while you're on this call. So if you want to be logged into your listings to leads account, there's going to be a few opportunities where you can actually launch some of this stuff and actually start getting leads coming in while we're on this call together. And then we're going to be looking at scheduling, calendaring. So maybe take some notes. If you want to do notes on a computer, you got a pen or paper, and we are recording this and making this available for everybody later. So get to Listings to Leads, log in, do it with me. If you're not a client, sign up for a free trial. Everything we do here can be done in a free trial. When you log in, you're going to land on the dashboard. And the first thing I'm going to do is go to training. So click training. This is really our content calendar. And I love it. People are giving us such good feedback on this. When you don't know what to do, go to the training, and every day, right? Social media mastery. We want to make sure we're marketing a listing, ours or borrowed, every single week. If you're on the mastery call, it's the most leads for the money. You're going to get several leads out of it. You're going to get better at being a marketing / listing agent. You're going to get more confidence in yourself. And so we got the checklist right here. So I can click and download the checklist. I've got the view step-by-step guide, and we'll let that checklist download. And then you're going to see over here, I've also got where I can go to listings. So let me just refresh this. So when I click on this, right, we got the guide, the checklist, the guide will open up another page, and then you can just select your status because everyone's a little bit different. Let's say you have a open house this weekend. You can click on open house, and this will give you a video walkthrough at the top and then detailed right up below it for every item, and little videos from our clients talking about the different tools are nice. And then right here, view, go to listings, and that will take me right to the dashboard where I got my listings. Now for today, we're talking about database mastery. What we want to do is we got a couple of messages for the buyers, a couple of messages for sellers. One of the best messages for your buyers are going to be for your listings. And the way we do it, so click on market listing, and again, yours or borrowed. Please do not get lazy, do not get complacent, because every week you skip these items, it's really just setting you back from getting those listings in the future, short term, medium term, and long term. So for database mastery, we got the eFlyer for our database. We can send this to every lead in our database. There's a drop down. You can say I can select all, select leads for this listing. I can select all buyer leads, all seller leads. So you get the idea, right? I can send this eFlyer to a contact list. And this eFlyer, look how beautiful this is. And what's awesome is it lets people know that when the property sells, their home value is going to change. And so any of your buyer leads that also need to sell, that's where this email comes in. That's where this email is so powerful. So I'm going to send myself a test email, and I'm just going to change it to my name. That way we can just make sure how it looks. We can take and drop this into our own CRM. So no matter what CRM you're using, this email will go out. But do not send your IDX email, right? There's a lot of emails that you could send. In fact, there we go. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna show you the email from my monitor. Look how beautiful this looks. So this link right here goes to the single property website. So people click that. How many of the emails, right here's that single property website. Look how gorgeous that is. How many of your eFlyers, and I see them all the time, people click the image, nothing happens. They click the address, right? Google Maps comes up. How embarrassing is that? And then here we go. When this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. I'd like to invite you. People can click that link, and all of this is automated. This is all set up for you. Get their home value right there, and that page can be changed. So get this eFlyer to your buyer leads, right? It's going to get more of the buyer leads connected with you. And for those buyer leads that also need to sell, this email is going to be your best friend to start double ending more of those buyers. So get that email. Now, like I said, we can send it through listings to leads, send test email. If you click send now, we're going to send it to them. And then I can click copy code, go to my CRM. I'll just log into Line Desk. So KV Core, whatever your CRM is, I'm only going to show this once in the call today, but every email we look at can be sent out of your CRM. So I'm going to go to contacts, and they all work the same way, pretty much. I mean, it literally takes longer for the page to load than to actually send it. So bulk actions, email 8,211 people. Now, if you got a contact list in your CRM, you might want to send it to just your buyer leads. All right, so there's my subject line. Now, to drop the eFlyer into this email, your CRM, your editor, will have a box called source. Just click it, paste in that stuff, whatever that is. Don't worry about it. I don't even know what it is. Just stuff. A beautiful email. Look at that. Beautiful. We're going to get more people connecting with us. We're going to double end more deals. We're going to get more buyers. It looks beautiful. I might send a test email to myself one more time out of my CRM and then either schedule or get that out the door. So there's an eFlyer for your database. Now, here's the most important part of this whole thing. And this is where it gets really awesome. Once you send that to your leads, what I would do is you got a couple of choices. One would be come back in a little bit, like maybe 10, 15 minutes, and start looking at your opens and call those people up. Don't reference that you saw that they opened up the email, but use the script, database call script, to call them up. And so let's just say, for example, I see Jared on the call. So I might say, hey, Jared, Scott Pierce here at the eXp Luxury, and we'll let you know that 2572 Lemon Road in Honolulu just listed for sale. I send an email with the link to the single property website, and I just want to make sure that you got that. Now, they did get it. We know they got it. They opened it up, and even if we leave a voicemail, it's highly beneficial. There's a lot of value to this. So try to start calling through either the people that open up the email. And again, I wouldn't reference that I saw them opening and clicking and stuff unless they filled out a lead form where I got a lead notification. Obviously, then I'll call them and I see that you filled out a home value. You did the looking to buy, we can help lead form right on your single property websites. There's quite a few lead forms. And then notice down here, there's 3 alternatives to whether they own a home around the listing, they own a home not around the listing, or they're a buyer lead or renter. So use the script to call the people opening up your email and just formulate the ending to be appropriate. Any questions on this? So use the eFlyer for the listing that you're marketing this week, yours or borrowed. It doesn't matter. It does not matter if it's your listing. Find a listing to borrow. You saw what Angie said. She's never had anyone say no. This is absolutely free. There's no cost to sending an email and picking up your phone and calling people. And you will, over time, consistently, if you do it consistently, you will start consistently getting listings and buyers. It's amazing how that works. I'm going to close this tab, and I'm going to come back to the training tab, training, and I'm going to skip over the PDF guide, because really the number 2 thing this week I want you to do is that sold and pending listing. Again, here's the checklist. Here's the guide. If I can download and I recommend downloading the checklist. Here's the guide. Again, go to listings. Now, we do have a training. I'm going to drop this link into the GoToWebinar control panel. If you are watching this on recording, if you're watching this on YouTube, this video is probably on our YouTube channel, but if you're in the Mastermind group, use the search bar in the Mastermind group up here. There's a search function. Just type in one thing, like I am right here, search it, and here's that's what comes up. What's the number 1 thing I would do every week? So watch this video, because I literally walk through how to borrow a listing, how to add it to your account, and how to make sure that you're good to go with it. Because sold and pending listings are the number 1 way to generate seller leads at the best cost per lead on a consistent basis. That's what Angie did, right? It was her sold listing, but it doesn't matter. So real quickly, I'm in an account here that doesn't have a pending or sold. This is actually an agent who's just starting out. But the reason I am in her account, because I want to show you what we'll do is, after I show you this, we'll get into my account where I got the pending and sold. But I want to show you this email that I want you to send out to your seller leads today. Let me pop up this email out of my other monitor. This is the email that could get you a listing in the next 72 hours. And let me find it. I brought it up earlier and then it disappeared, but I got it. I'm going to bring it over. So the email that we are looking at right now, it is live in your account. Every one of you on this call right now, this email is ready for you to send through listings to leads or dropping it into your CRM. In fact, I will also show you how to drop this into your CRM, because this is so vital. So what has happened? The Fed just cut the rates by 50 basis points for the first time in 4 years. Mortgage rates have dropped to the lowest level in a year and a half. Lower rates will bring more buyers into the market, as homes are now more affordable than at any time since 2023 in most markets. It is now the best time to sell your home in over a year. For most homeowners, yes. Click below to get, and there's a couple of items that we're offering them. We're going to offer them access to our 100-point home marketing plan for them to get their current home value estimate and the ultimate guide to selling their home. So you can, and people click this. Let me show you this. It's so beautiful. So people click that. Your agent website, this opens up automatically. And the first thing they'll see is download your 100-point home marketing plan. All of you have this in your account if you didn't see it yet. They can also get their home value estimate right here. And if they scroll down, they can get all of those PDF guides, right? All those guides. They can also more information about the 100-point home marketing plan. When do you plan to buy? We can help. Some other things going on there. Awesome, beautiful, so powerful. So I want you to get this email to your leads. So here's send to list. So if you want to send it in listings to leads, select the contact list right there. And then you can either click schedule. I can schedule that out, let's say the 20, well, I mean, I would get this out right now, but I'm just showing you schedule just for general. right? So I can say the 25th at whatever time I want. But again, I would send this out, I would send that right now. Alternatively, you can click copy code. And I said I wasn't going to do this, but I am, because again, this email is so powerful. I would really love it. And I don't mind waiting maybe a quick minute for you to do it. Watch me. You could literally be doing this while you're listening to me talk or watching me do this. I'm just in my CRM. So this could be KV Core, Follow Up Boss. It's probably easier in your CRM than it is in this one, because I'm using Line Desk Old. And again, here's my headline. Actually, I'll copy the headline over. Let me just drop in. Remember, I'm going to click that source button. You'll see it in your CRM. Paste in all that whatever stuff. Oh my God, look at this. Beautiful. There's my signature at the bottom. And now here's the thing. You can edit this however you want, and I really want you to. So I want you to make sure that you go through this. And if you feel that like lower rates will bring, you could even do, if you want to be a little bit more cautious, may bring more home buyers into the market as homes are now. And you could even say, for example, becoming. And I'm showing you this because every area is a little bit different, isn't it? What you may be seeing in your area may be a little bit different than somebody else. Is now the best time to sell your home every year for most homeowners? Or you could be more aggressive. You could put deaf and right. Make sure you spell it. This is not a spelling class, but you get the idea. Feel free to edit this a little bit to make sure that it's appropriate for your market. And then again, just like in listings to leads, click either schedule or send email. Again, this is something that I would consider to be time sensitive. So I would get this out to my database ASAP. Any questions on this? Now, you can take this, you could drop it in as a social media post. There's so many things that you can do with this content other than just a email to your database. Now, once you send this to your database, I would do this one first because this is ready, it's easy, let's get it out the door. Again, pay attention to your opens and clicks, give it 10 to 15 minutes, and I would probably check this a few times during the day. And when people open up the email, a little bit in a minute or so later, I'm going to call them up, right? And again, hey, Bill, this is Scott and at L2L Realty, and just want to let you know that the Feds cut the rates by 50 basis points for the first time in 4 years. Mortgage rates are dropping, and we're expecting more home buyers to come into the market. I sent you an email, and I just want to make sure you got that. The person either getting the voicemail, and hopefully it'll transcribe it, and then they'll see, oh, I just opened the email and I saw it. I'm getting your voicemail. They're going to think, wow, this is incredible, right? How awesome that they're literally calling me after I saw the email. Now, you're not going to magically make someone who isn't thinking about selling start thinking about selling when there's no interest, when there's nothing motivating them. But here's the deal. For those people that have been thinking, the email, right? Imagine the email is like the knock on the door. And then when you make the phone call, that's you opening that door just a little bit and peering in and just saying, hello, anybody home? Because a person in the kitchen, right, they're working, they heard the door knock and they were like, did I just hear the door knock? They weren't sure. But when you open the door and you just peek in and you say, hey, anybody home? Oh, yeah, I'm right here. What'd you want? How can I help you? Now, make sure they're a friend of yours. Don't do that to a stranger, but you get my point. Everybody clear on this email, how to make sure it's appropriate for your area, send it out, watch your opens, make the phone calls. Drop in a yes if you're good on that. This right here is worth the price of admission for watching this video or being on the video. So I'm going to log out of this account. Awesome. Good to see everybody gets it. I love it. I love it. So let me log into my account. And I was logged into that account only because I've already sent my email blast for that message. And so I can't send it out again. So we're going to go back to the training calendar because again, I want to show you the sold and pending now. So again, I'm going to click on sold pending. There's the checklist, the guide, go to listings. The number one thing we got to our database was the listing email because that's going to help us double in more of the buyers, and we're going to watch the opens and make phone calls. We're going to get the email out to our seller leads. Lower rates equal more buyers, time for sellers. We're going to get that to our seller leads. We're going to watch our opens. We're going to make the phone calls. Now, this email here for the pending and sold, the #1 way to consistently get listings is marketing a pending or sold listing, yours or borrowed, every week, and your database is a part of that. So I'm going to click on market listing for one of my listings. And again, you could imagine your buyer bought a listing. That makes you the selling, your buyer bought a listing, right? So that makes you the selling agent. You can do the same thing in that situation as well. So for the database, eFlyer. So we're letting people know that it just sold. If they click this link in the email, the single property website opens up, and the primary lead capture is to get a home value estimate. But there's a lot of other great stuff going on here. And you can put videos in here. Hey, and notice also, I'll share this with everybody if you guys want it. Notice what I do on my just sold. I put in that our 100-point home marketing plan got this home over 50,000 views on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, email, direct mail, and other marketing activities. While some homes are taking longer to sell, our 100-point home marketing plan generated 45 buyer inquiries for this home, 12 showings, 2 offers, and a final sales date that met the homeowner's needs perfectly. And then I go through, if you're thinking about selling your home. So I'm actually going to drop this into the GoToWebinar control panel. And I also do something similar when a listing goes pending. But feel free to click that link. You can get in the mastermind group and ask me for it again as well if needed. When you click the image, and then when you come down here, home buyers have been affected by this home being sold. And we got the great graphic. People click that, goes to my landing page. And this landing page can have a video behind it. It can have a different image. I'll show you, if anybody wants, I'll show you how to edit that. It's so easy. But since I just sent that one email to my database about lower rates, more buyers, time for sellers, I'm going to either schedule this or I'm going to send it out. I'm going to schedule it for, or do it on, let's say, like Thursday. Today's Tuesday. I'm not going to send it tomorrow or today. So click copy code, right? Go to your CRM. And again, I'm not going to walk through the whole thing, but go to contacts, drop it in, schedule it for Thursday, and then let that go out the door, or just come back into listings to leads on Thursday and send that out. Super easy. And then again, your database call script. So I'm going to send the email to the seller leads in my database. They saw the email about the lower rates. They got my phone call for the people that opened and or clicked anything in that email. And obviously, if people fill out the landing page, we're going to call them up as well, because that's going to, I cannot wait. I want to hear from somebody when you get your first listing appointment scheduled. Let me know. I can't wait to hear from you. But now for the pending and sold email, again, here's our database. Here's our call script. We're going to watch the people that open and click it. Now, in addition to just watching and calling the people that open it, do make sure you got your top 100 or your top 50 or whatever, so that you're calling through your seller leads as well. So don't just only call people that are opening up your emails. Go ahead and call through a few of the other people with this script as well. You're probably going to leave voicemail. That is fine. The more voicemails you leave within reason, the better you're going to get when you do talk to a live person. Because even as you leave a voicemail, there's a benefit, because they hear from you, they start putting 2 and 2 together, especially over time. We talk about consistency. You're going to get better at speaking, what works, what sounds good, so that when you do talk to a person, you're going to have a much better experience, a much better conversion. So don't hang up if you get the voicemail. Leave a voicemail. So we have covered now 1, outreach to our buyer leads, 2 outreaches to our seller leads. We do have the PDF guide. You can use the guide, is awesome, but I think we've already got 2 touch points for our, excuse me, got a hiccup. We've already got 2 touch points for our sellers this week. So I might just skip this one. Now, if you're not going to take advantage of the best seller lead gen opportunity in the industry, marketing a pending or sold listing, yours or borrowed, if you're not going to do that, then I would do the guide. If I click on this, click on marketing tools, right? And so in social media mastery, we covered doing the ad. We even got search. If you want to do Google, you can do that. You got the post, the short form video script, but we want the eFlyer for your database. And so again, here you can see, I can send it, I can copy code, go to my CRM, just like all the PDF guide emails, right? Everything is there for you, even your listings to leads, lead gen signature. There's the graphic, people click it, they go to the landing page and download the guide. Here's your database call script, right? Very similar to the other ones. I would watch the opens, have my hot list for seller leads, and just work and try to make, oh my God, if you can make 10 to 20 calls a day through your database, your business would change in 30 days. So use the script, call people, leave voicemails, engage. Don't get mad when people hang up on you, right? Don't get mad if people give you a hard time. You're a salesperson, you're a professional. You can't be passive and wait for business to come to you. But also just, and I totally get it, but just try not to let people get you down, right? Just think of it as you are offering a service. You're trying to find someone that you can help. If they find someone else, they could get a much worse experience and a much worse outcome because you are going to help take care of them. I don't want to say it's your duty. That's a little dramatic. You're not ripping people off. You're not wasting people's time. You're here to provide a service in the most professional way possible with some of the best tools possible. So get at it and help people out. Back on the training tab, we got oh my gosh, we have an abundance of homeowner communication this week, of seller communication. We got the 100-point home marketing plan. Again, there's the guide, the marketing tools. And again, I would skip this one this week as well. I think the other 2 are going to be more compelling. We can get to this another day. Now, in social media mastery, we covered, of course, we can do the post. I would do the post, right? Because you can do 1 to 2 posts a day. If I double up on a post, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It is when I double up on an email or phone call, it can get a little bit sporty. But again, if you weren't going to do the pending sold, you don't like the PDF guide, this is an awesome option. That's a great email, right? So I can send it. I can copy the code. People click this. They go to where they can download your 100-point home marketing plan right away. So it's a beautiful email. Lead gen signature at the bottom. We get your database call script as well. Beautiful call script. So as you can see, holy cow. I didn't even realize it until as I'm going through this, I'm like, you're not going to go wrong with any of these 4 messages. You're not going to go wrong with any of them. But again, I would do the lower rates email to my database. And then I would do the pending sold. And then I think I would do the 100-point home. I don't know. That's a great guide, right? The 25 factors that impact your home value. That is a fabulous guide. And for any of you that, hey, if you got your seller leads and sub lists, so maybe I got let's say you got 2,000 seller leads. I got 500 my Folsom seller leads, 500 Rockland seller leads, 500 Sacramento seller leads. You could try sending a different email and see which email works the best, and then for whatever it's worth. So any questions on this stuff before I've got even another, holy cow, this would be the 5th. This is another seller message. So somebody give me a how are we doing? Everybody good so far? Are you clear on how I'm teaching this? Does it hopefully motivate you a little bit to see other people's success and how easy it is? Oh, Bill, good to see you. Joe, awesome. I didn't realize we had so many people on the call. Good to see everybody. Awesome. Good. So let me come back to Angie, because remember at the beginning of this call, we were looking at the Facebook Mastermind group where Angie was talking about she did a just sold ad, and from that got a listing and a buyer. In her thing, in her post, she said, let me come back here, I think. Here we go. The seller, in fact, let's do this. The seller had spoken to an investor that had just slashed the heck out of the market value, right? So an investor came by and absolutely lowballed the homeowner, right? That's what investors do. Nothing wrong with that. That's how they make money. An investor cannot make money if there's not a spread. Now, hopefully they're being good about it, but from that, I came up with this. Are investors offering you pennies on the dollar for your home? You can get tens of thousands more and possibly hundreds of thousands more selling directly to local home buyers. Get top dollar for your home, not pennies on the dollar. Click below to get more information now. And people click the link. Here's the landing page. Are investors offering you pennies on the dollar for your home? You get the idea, get more information, property address, and then phone number, send the information, boom. You get the lead, you follow up. Now, I don't really want to get into a whole, I'm going to, but I'm going to show you first this. Come in here to the mastermind group. The post is right near the top. You'll see because it's got this image here. One thing you could do is go to follow up, either in listings to leads or your CRM. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give you the quick and dirty way to get this out. Create email blast. I mean, it's not dirty, you know what I mean? I'm going to put subject line, are investors lowballing you? I'm going to put our loved one in there. Just came in my mind. And lowballing, is that one word or two words? I think it's one word. Anybody know off the top of your head? We can always change that later. Don't worry about it. Send it from my email. What is the other? There's a commercial. Is it for timeshares? Are you a loved one? If you got a relative who has a property that's a problem property, they've been trying to sell it maybe for a couple of years or thinking about selling it, and the whole family wants them to sell it. And all of a sudden an investor gets a hold of them and offers lowballs them. So that's why I think actually adding or a loved one would really be good. So I'm going to just paste in that code from listings to leads, or the code, the text from the mastermind group. So we got hello, first name. Are investors offering you pennies on the dollar for your home or for your home or for a loved one's home or a home of a loved one's? So you can phrase that a couple of ways, I guess. You can get tens of thousands more possibly. Now notice I didn't say by selling with me or selling with a realtor or listing your home for sale on the internet or listing your home on for, no, I don't say any of that stuff. All I said it was selling directly to local home buyers, right? Don't they, isn't that what they want to do? Now, of course, you're going to be in the middle of that. You're going to be the one that facilitates that, but don't introduce things that just muddy the water. All I want to know is, are investors lowballing you? Because if they are, the person is going to respond to this. That's why this, I think, will be such a great message. Are you being lowballed by an investor? They're gonna respond to. They're gonna be like, hell yeah, I am. Okay, great. And they're gonna want to know, what do you got for me after that? Because you just hit my pain point. Now we're gonna let them. You can get tens of thousands more, possibly hundreds. That woman on $100,000 property, they're going to offer her. The investors were offering 100,000. So you got 200,000. So even on a low end property, somebody doubled what they were going to get from the investor. Are you going to be the agent that lets people in your area get ripped off by investors? I hope none of you on this call are those kind of people, right? I hope everybody on this call is the kind of person that really wants to help the homeowners in the area, especially the people that are the kinds that investors target, not the professional homeowners that buy and sell in properties. And so the investor they touch, that's awesome. I'm talking about the people that are a little bit older that maybe don't have loved ones around even. And an investor comes in there and offers them pennies on the dollar when you could have been the facilitator to help them understand what their options really are. In fact, in one of my things I did put in here. So what we're going to do here is I don't want to create a landing page. I'm just going to say, let me know. No, I'm not going to, I'll say, let me know. And I also might say, if a cash offer is something that you are, now I say if a 24-hour cash or something that you're interested in, that is also an option. Boom. Awesome. Make sure all the font's good. So I always just make sure I got the font, I got the text. I'm going to save draft. I'm going to send a test email. I'm going to open up my email in my other monitor and let's see if I can find it. Oh, I'm way down on that list. Here we go. Boom. Look at this. My spacing's a little bit off. I'll fix that. Hello, Scott. Are investors offering you pennies on the dollar for your home or for a loved one's home? You can get 10,000 more and possibly 100,000 more selling directly to home buyers. Get top dollar for your home, not pennies on the dollar. Let me know. And I'm going to fix that. Oh, yeah, I can. Hello. In fact, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm a little bit nuts. And so I just really, formatting to me is very important. So I want to make sure I'm properly formatted. It looks good. Again, I'm going to save draft. I'm going to click send test email and send. One more time just to make sure that we are good. And again, what am I going to do? I'm going to schedule this much better. So here there's no landing page. So this is great as an email, but if you wanted to run this as a ad or create a social media post, right? Those, and as a post, you don't really need a landing page, although it would really be good if you did. Not everybody wants to sit there and comment publicly on a post. So let me just show you here. To create a landing page, anybody want to see me how to do a landing page for that? Or before I do that, are there any questions on anything that we've covered so far in this call? Good to see everybody go. Wow, good to see everybody in the call. Awesome. Good, good, good. We are creating so much amazing content for homeowners. And I tell you, I've even got another one coming out in a couple of days. I'm not even going to tell you what it's about yet, but it's a really good one. And it's going to be one where that's putting you in a place of service to your local homeowners, that even if you sent them an email 3 minutes earlier, this email will be good to send and it will create more engagement for you. So excited about that one as well. But there's no point in releasing so many great emails for your homeowners and your seller leads, right? When we can't use them all that fast. So anybody want to see me do a landing page, or everybody want to get going? It is almost 10 o'clock. So I think what we have covered is 2 emails for our buyer leads. We got 2 emails for our seller leads. If you are ever if you're ever wondering, what can I do today, or what should I do today? What can I do to grow my business? Click training. And at some point we might relabel that content. Actually, come down to the week, look at the day, and start using the system. The worst thing you can do with any kind of marketing, just in marketing in general, is to be inconsistent in what you do. So again, if you're the kind of person that doesn't ad once in a while, that doesn't email once in a while, that calls people once in a while, you're probably getting a listing very rarely. You've got to be consistent. You got to build up the visibility. You got to build up the know and trust. And really the like part is inconsequential. It is the know and trust part that this content will give you in your local market, in your local audiences. But if you're not going to do it consistently, you're not going to get anything out of it. Any last questions before I let everybody go to get on with your day? Jared, anything from you? Elizabeth, anything? Joe, Monique, Robert? Everybody good? Awesome, good. Perfect. Everybody listen, thank you so much for joining us as always. Any questions? Get into the mastermind group. Let me just show you real quickly here. Here's the post from Angie. So that's in the mastermind group. You can find a lot of great comments underneath it. Here's the post I did for that information, like investors lowballing you. So you can get that information there. I think there might have been another post. That might be it. Yep. Perfect. Okay. That's all I got for you, everybody. Listen, have a great day. Any questions, get in the mastermind group. We'll talk to you soon.